What's up guys, it's Oblivious Gamer here, and today I wanted to give my impressions after playing the demo for SD Gundam Battle Alliance on the PS5. So far, I have been having a lot of fun, and I think from what I have played, the game is meeting my expectations on what I expected it to be. Now, before I continue, if you like the content, don't forget to subscribe. Bandai Namco decided to release a demo for SD Gundam Battle Alliance, which I personally think it's fantastic as it gives people an idea about what to expect with the game because they can play it, they can try it out and see if in the end it's what they wanted, and then you can purchase it. You don't have to base it off trailers. Also, you will be able to transfer your save data from the demo to the game once it's out. The game basically starts with you, the commander, your programmer Juno, and her Haro getting teleported in the middle of a mission to the G universe. There you meet Sakura, who Juno renames to Sakura/. Sakura explains that G Universe is a computer data space, and she reveals that despite the battles being simulations, the outcomes of those simulations can affect the physical world or alter actual history. When history is altered, it is referred as breaks. So you will be going on what they refer to as break missions and try to fix history. Doing that, you will gain fragment keys, which will help you revert history and restore it. Something is causing the breaks to occur and trying to change history, and it will be up to you to find out what's going on and fix it. I feel the story is okay so far, but since I haven't experienced a lot of it, I feel I want to save my opinion till I play more, get to try the game. This is just the introduction, so we might meet more characters and we might actually find the reason of what's going on. I want to mention how I think the animation looks nice for the models. They look good. It's not something insane, like the mobile suits look really nice, which I think it's good. There's also a lot of character detail. I like also the character animation that they have for when they're portrait or when you're reading and following the story. Also, a lot of the characters are voiced, which I think is a plus, and they're also part of your mission so you can listen to them talk and react. I do want to add that at one point, Sakura, she literally screamed, "Erase your flag?" Which I feel it's an obvious reference to Iron-Blooded Orphans. I mean, it has to be a reference, there's just no way. The demo has a couple of missions. It took me 1 hour and 20 something minutes to finish, so it could take you a bit longer, but that's what you expect with this demo. Not bad, but there is a ton of replayability, so you can replay the missions over and over if you want to. You can also do multiplayer, so there is some replay value here. The missions are all structured in a way that you spawn in, fight some enemies, and eventually you will meet a boss to fight. It's pretty straightforward for now. Personally, I feel the boss fights are the most enjoyable and challenging aspects of the mission. Doing the missions are the key to fix history. However, doing missions, you will gain money and blueprints, which are pretty important to upgrade your mobile suits, and with the blueprints to gain new mobile suits. Can I just add that I like the animation for when you develop a mobile suit? I just think it looks cool. Upgrading is fairly straightforward. For the demo, you can only go up to level 5 with the mobile suits. There's 4 categories you can upgrade: HP, boost, melee, and range. It uses a currency for upgrading it, and of course, upgrading will become more expensive as your suit levels up. There's also parts that you gain, doing missions, parts have an effect on your suit and you can add them. There's a wide variety of them and they have different options from range boost to melee boost. There's like an auto guard one. Also, at the beginning of every mission, you can set skills, which will affect your mobile suit. As you level up, you will be able to add more skills. Another factor to consider is pilots. They can also be leveled up. When you gain a new mobile suit, you also gain a pilot. Doing missions with certain pilots will not just level them up, but increase their friendship. The combat is very straightforward, but actually fun. It seems the mobile suits will have a melee button, a special melee button, then a range button, and 2 skills that can be used. Now, I have tried some different mobile suits, and to be honest, they surprisingly all feel quite different, even with the way their melee is structured. Dawn Trooper's melee is very different compared to Barbatos, for example. The developers have talked about combos and the combat in the game. And well, at least for me right now, I don't feel it's that deep. But again, this is just the early stages of the game, so I don't want to judge the combat harshly yet. Don't get me wrong, it is very fun and doing the fights can be enjoyable, but I thought it would have had a bit more depth. Right now, for example, the game just shows you can do like melee into a special melee skill or normal melee before the opponent is knocked down to the floor. Though, you can still damage them when they're on the ground. Or, for example, you can do melee into melee and then do a launcher which throws them in the air. And then in the air, you can do 2 or 3 hits and then you throw them back on the ground and that's it. However, I do feel here is where like different suits will come into play. As I mentioned, they feel very different and their melee attacks is quite differently structured and also their skills will have an effect. So maybe it's just a matter of trying different mobile suits and also just practicing and playing the game to get a better idea and feel on how the combat flows and like how you can extend the combos or do more crazy stuff. And maybe that's how the game will become more deeper once you put more hours. And also maybe once the enemies become harder and they gain more health, because I feel also if the enemies gain more health, that could open more combos up because they're gonna take a while to die. Right now you can still juggle an enemy even if their health is 0, but would you really want to waste your stamina to juggle an enemy that is already dead? I do like the addition of the boost and stamina, how it works with some of your attacks, and then when you sidestep and movement, so that's also fairly nice and adds a bit to the fights, especially in the boss fights when you're like dodging as like enemies are going after you. Everything sounds fantastic and great, like I'm actually enjoying the game, though there is a caveat with the gameplay, and that is the camera. So most of the time the camera works fine, but there are situations where I feel you're fighting with it and it just struggles. So for example, some areas you're gonna fight in literally cities. So you literally have buildings obstructing your view, and it gets a bit harder when your enemy is all over the place. So a comparison, I fought Gundam Epion in this city, and Epion was literally all over the screen, and I was like having a tough time trying to follow him with my camera because sometimes like buildings would be in front of me or like my camera will be messing up a bit because Epion was just everywhere. However, when I was fighting Ein at the end, it wasn't that bad because obviously Ein had like a bigger suit, so he wasn't going crazy with the movement and more buildings were getting destroyed easily, so my view wasn't that blocked. Another thing is, for example, I managed to get under the bridge and my camera just went nuts, especially when I was targeting an enemy. So that's a big thing to consider. I don't feel, at least with what I play, I don't feel it's too much of a hinder, but it's definitely something I want to mention. And I don't know if this is something that they can fix with a patch or is something that is easily fixable. I have no idea, nor do I know if that's something that they will change. So right now, I will assume that the game will ship in this state. Not something bad, but I think you should definitely be aware. As I stated, I don't want to judge the game too harshly yet because this is just a demo. It's just like the first couple of missions and that's it. At a surface level of what I have played, I feel it's very fun and it has been an enjoyable experience. Personally, I have been having fun with the game and it is super enjoyable, and I like that the demo has replayability, so you can go back and replay your missions to gain more money, or you can even play multiplayer, get some friends. Personally, I give it 2 thumbs up for now, and I think you should try it. Right now, the demo is available in Japan and Asia, but will be available worldwide July 29th on PS5, PS4, Xbox Series, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch. Sorry PC players, it seems again you guys are being excluded for the demo. This type of stuff always happens for PC. As always though, it's not just about me. What are your thoughts, guys? Have you managed to try the demo? Feel free to leave your thoughts down below. This has been Oblivious Gamer, and I hope you'll have a wonderful day or night wherever you are.